Welcome to another episode of the Nothing and Everything podcast, where today we will talk a lot of nothing.
And a little bit about everything.
Yes. So, let's talk about something. I got something on my mind.
Do you?
I do. I do.
If I look at the show notes, I see nothing.
There's nothing on the show notes.
I love how it says season 2, nothing.
Nada. Couple things. First of all, every now and then I'll go back and watch. Do you listen to our own podcast?
Not consistently, but
Yeah.
but just randomly. Like I'll pick it up and listen to 10 minutes if I'm in the car or something.
Yeah. Sometimes when I'm riding around, like I'll be listening to another podcast, and when it's done, it just kind of goes to the next one. And so when that intro music hits, man, when that beat drops, I love it. Yeah. So I started thinking, I was like, I should probably listen every now and then or whatever, and just to make sure, whatever. And I realized,
I know, because if we don't listen every once in a while, what was the one? When did that one happen with the weird little guy dancing and the man? And we didn't know because we didn't pay attention,
right?
And also just like,
yeah,
I'm gonna rickroll.
Or that one time when he sounded like he was, a live traffic update from the chopper.
That was good.
So.
But his Schwarzenegger impersonation.
Yeah. Yes. Get to the chopper. What movie is that from? Alien? Or Predator? Predator. Terminator.
I don't know.
One of those.
What was he in a chopper? That sounds more like a military movie.
Predator? Oh. Is your
Look, he's actually doing.
Is your microphone on?
Yeah.
Because last week. Do you know who else was in? Who else was in Predator? There's a guy named Carl Weathers. You would know him. We know him as Action Jackson.
Ooh, yeah.
You probably know him as Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
That's right, Chubbs with his arm, with
his hand,
fake hand,
yeah. So
alligator bit off.
Mm-hmm. So anyway,
he was in Creed, the Rocky films.
Yes, he was not in Creed. He was Creed.
He was the original Creed.
The original Creed.
Yeah.
Wait,
not like the.
Is that Creed's son? Is Michael B. Jordan Creed's son?
I think so. Probably not that up on the Rocky Creed trilogy or.
Oh.
Well, what do you call that? Franchise.
Yeah. The Rocky franchise. Yeah.
All right, back to.
What? No. So anyway, so now I feel like this. Anyway, I feel like we've had some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Like Austin's mic wasn't working for a little while, and then this light's really close to my face right here, and then he's like,
I think the entire room is just darker.
It is darker in here. Someone said I look like a dream sequence. Like you look all nice and HD, and then when it cuts to me, it's like. What's that from? Yes. Did you get that, Austin? That reference? It's because there's a line.
You don't know?
You don't know about Wayne's World?
I thought that was a High School Musical reference.
Oh.
Did he say a High School Musical reference?
Oh my!
There was a line of demarcation.
Is that the same thing?
There's a generation gap between us.
Generation chasm.
Goodness gracious!
Is that the same thing as Glee?
Basically.
Yeah, but I feel like Glee's all aren't they like a cappella? Aren't they more like a what do you call them? Like a show choir or like show what? What did you take? Like a chorale, a choir.
Isn't Glee like an actual class? Like a Glee class?
What's called
like Glee Club.
Glee Club.
Yeah, Glee class.
But Glee was like they just walk around, like their whole lives are musicals, right? So they just walk around and everything is like, they just sing to
I don't
each
think
other.
I've ever seen an episode of Glee.
I've never seen an episode either, but I felt like it all kind of happened at the same time. High School Musical. Glee.
That whole kind of musical, hey, we're in high school, we sing everything we do.
How awesome would it be if we filmed an episode of Nothing and Everything podcast, Glee style, High School Musical style?
Yep.
Everything we do is we just sing everything. We talk for a couple minutes and then sing.
And then break into song.
Kyle, you do that a lot, actually.
I don't know why, because I'm not.
But every time
I'm not
sing,
professionally trained.
Every time
musician.
you sing, though, you want to sing high.
Really high.
You want to sing like in falsetto. You just. I don't know why you do that, but it's hilarious when you do.
Yeah,
You know,
that's kind of my go-to.
when Kyler sings, Kyler,
It's probably a little more operatic.
our senior associate pastor, when he sings, no matter what it is, he could be singing like the McDonald's commercial jingle, and he turns into Pavarotti.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it
every
gets
single
real.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like one of the tenors.
Yeah. Or one of the
Or
baritones.
Canadian. Is that what it is?
He's definitely not one of the three tenors.
Where does a falsetto set in all of that? Like you got. I mean, you're a musician. You're a trained classical musician, I would imagine.
Yes,
like-
I am.
Walk me through this.
All right.
Like tenor, baritone, soprano. I don't know any of that.
All right. So,
Like, and where does falsetto rank? Is it like, is it like not even in the list?
I mean, if you're like the Bee Gees, falsetto is
I see.
your bread and butter.
Well, you can't do. Yeah. Like that.
You could be a great Bee Gee.
I could have been a BG.
You could have been a Bee Gee. So, like your guys are typically basses, baritones,
Yeah, I'm not that.
and tenors.
What are you?
I'm a baritone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like a little deeper, but not like.
Like
Daddy didn't sing baritone. Mama sang tenor.
What?
Well, there was
Yeah.
a song like that.
Oh yeah.
Daddy sang-
Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor. Something like that.
sang
Yeah.
baritone.
So like the bass, obviously that's low. Think of like the bass more like
It's like a master class.
it's like Pastor, like Pastor Clint, because everything he sings is
Yeah, but off key. Imagine that, but off.
Sure.
Like,
Does he grunt when he sings too? Is that?
what do you think?
So then Kyler would be a baritone,
Okay.
and then you would definitely be a tenor.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, because you sing everything.
Is a soprano one of those things?
Well, soprano, like it's
Is that
like
a feat?
it's ladies. So like an alto,
Oh, see, there we go. There,
an alto
see?
or a soprano.
Man, it's like I'm learning stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know that I can say that only ladies could be sopranos in today's culture. But I'm going to say it.
Say it.
Well, I just said it.
Stick to it.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to cut anybody out. But, so here's what's really funny. Do you know who Shane is?
Yeah.
So you look
I'm familiar for
you look like the first Shane.
one of the Shanes.
Shane Bernard. That's
He's
who
the
you
guy
look
that,
like.
that lead sings most everything.
He plays the guitar, yeah.
Okay.
So
I've
you
seen them once or twice.
you sound like
When I
the
was
other
in
Shane
show.
who sings really, really high,
Yeah.
but you look like the Shane
Yeah.
who plays the guitar. Have you been told that before?
I have. Yeah. Mainly by you, but but you're not the only one. I've had several people.
I think if you were in a venue, like on a stage far away, and you had a guitar in your hand and you were playing and singing, I think people would be like, "Oh gosh,
Shane,
I didn't know Shane was going to be here today."
but not just Shane and Shane, just Shane.
Just Shane,
Shane and Gerald.
Shane and Gerald. They'd be like, "Who's Gerald?" Gerald.
Gerald.
So
Yeah, I've heard that before.
yeah,
You ever get other like people say, "Oh, you look like"? I've had that one, and I've had like what's the other one I used to get? And it's not a complimentary one. It's oh man, that's not maybe Randy Quaid. I always wanted to be Dennis Quaid because he's like the good-looking one. He's a good-looking Quaid.
I see more Dennis than Randy.
No,
Randy's from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
No, I don't.
maybe
see
like
that.
a long time ago. But I remember I had people. Oh, you look like a dude from so. And I don't feel like that's complimentary.
Oh, yeah.
But just mainly just like straight cousin Eddie.
Mm.
When that
Yeah. Okay, I could see
So
that. a little
that's
bit.
more the persona, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that a little.
Who do people say? Do people go, "Hey, you look like"?
Well, I get Tiger Woods a lot, so
Yep.
actually, you ever heard of Hines Ward?
Yeah.
He's a football player.
Mhm.
Played at Georgia,
Okay.
and then played at played for Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yep.
So we are actually the same, like, race. Like we're both
Hines and
yes,
you. Tiger,
So we're
you
both-
also though, right?
half black, half Korean. So Tiger
Tiger's
is
mom Korean.
no, she's not Korean. She's from somewhere in Southeast Asia. Do you have that
Can you look that up?
thing? What are you doing? What are you doing over there? He's looking at High School Musical.
He said, "Man, I can't wait to watch this when I get home. Let's get it, putting it in his queue,
Mm-hmm. Putting it in the queue, the Netflix queue.
in his Disney Plus queue."
Mm-hmm. She's from like Laos, Is that how you say that?
Laos, yeah.
She's
Laos?
Thai.
She's
Thai.
Thai?
Oh, okay.
Mm. Jack Talk Thai, real good.
That's a funny movie.
You know where that's from? You don't even know.
High School Musical 2?
Definitely not that.
Wait, what was one of the other ones?
Wait, was that Rush Hour?
Was that
No,
Rush
Rush
Hour? Oh my gosh.
It sounded like
No.
It sounded
from-
like it.
Yeah,
It was
no. It's from
Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents. Ben Stiller. That's your generation, right? Who's like
That's a little early for him.
Who's like the funny guy in your generation? Like movies that who is the funny guy?
what's that guy with the orange hair? Will Ferrell.
Carrot Top?
Will Ferrell. That's not your generation.
Yeah, Will Ferrell
continued
is
on.
way
He's
older.
us,
He was
man.
like in
Yeah,
Saturday
but
Night Live.
he continued on into our generation though.
Yeah,
Well, I
okay,
guess,
so who else? Who else would be like the big star?
I love how we're saying this like he's our grandchild.
Right.
Like, you know, back in the
Who do you like these days?
you like Abbott Costello?
You whippersnapper.
Lord and Hardy, do they?
Like, we had the Cosby Show growing up. What do y'all have now?
But sitcoms like on, you know, because like sitcoms were like a thing on TV. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there was no streaming devices back then. I mean,
Right.
now there was a line for our generation. You know, all of a
Right.
sudden things started coming out on DVD, and you could
Right.
kind of binge watch it that way, not the way that we do now. And for us, I mean, at college was like that's when The Office
Yep.
caught fire.
Yep.
But I go back to like earlier, like you said, like Cosby Show. Oh man, I mean it's old stuff. It's like
Different World.
Friday Night Cosby Show, Different World.
227. Good times.
Jack Haney. Good Times is a little early. Like that was
But you
like
see what I was watching when I was growing up.
well,
You're watching Happy Days and
Happy Days and Leave It to Beaver reruns of Andy Griffith. You're watching Good Times.
I'm watching Good Times. It's dynamite.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Like, I don't know, but you know, if you broke out from like the normal like family friendly sitcom type stuff, that's when you would get into. You know, back then it was you didn't have all this like social media stuff and YouTube
Right.
videos and shorts and
Right.
clips and stuff like that. And even stand up wasn't that big. It was if you wanted to get edgy or like something different than just your family comedy, it would be like a Saturday Night Live
Right.
or some of those sketch comedy things.
Right.
And then things like
Mad TV.
Comedy Central or Mad TV
Or even,
um,
do you remember,
what was Living Color?
Yeah.
Those were kind of pushing the
That's right.
boundaries of like,
Yeah.
okay, this is different comedy. It's not
Mhm.
just, and it might not have been appropriate, but I'm saying that was just a different, that's
Right.
where it kind of started to shift, it felt like.
Yeah.
But I still don't know.
You got anybody?
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
But see,
he's
Jim
us,
Carrey
man.
was us.
But like, just because he was, I mean, he still makes stuff. Ryan Reynolds.
He doesn't make funny stuff.
Ryan
Right?
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
He's kind of like now, but he wasn't really.
Yeah.
He wasn't around, like, that wouldn't have been ours.
Wasn't he one of those?
Jack Black. That's a good one.
Wasn't he one of?
Jack Black was kind of more on the tail end of, like, when I think of, like, comedy stuff, go ahead. What
Wait,
was it?
wasn't Ryan Reynolds in NSYNC?
No.
Or wasn't he one of those Disney Club?
Was he? If he wasn't.
No, that's Gosling.
Ryan Gosling?
Gosling. Yeah.
I probably would not be able to pick the two. I'd probably be like,
Him and Justin
I'd get 'em mixed
Timberlake.
up.
They're all the same people.
Ashton Kutcher. Good. Thanks.
Ashton Kutcher? Really?
Kutcher. That '70s show. That's more us.
See that?
You,
I never really
like
watched
y'all
that.
look at the '70s show and go, "What is this?"
I
Like
really got it.
we're like Fez, like, whereas y'all would be like wilding out, whatever that.
Wow, the Nick Cannon show? Yeah.
No.
You talking about that?
The one. Well, it's like that, but it's where they tell those yo mama jokes or whatever. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Is that
That's wild.
I think that's what that is.
Wild Now? Was that? I thought that was Wilmer Valderrama, the guy
See,
who plays
he might have
Fez.
been on there.
Yeah.
I thought that was
I
like
thought
Nick
he was the
Cannon.
host.
Yes, Nick Cannon.
Is it Nick Cannon? I only know Nick Cannon from Mariah Carey and America's Got Talent. Now it's Terry Crews.
Like when you were growing up, like what was like your go-to? Like this is the funniest movie, or like the funniest like? Because I would have said it would have been kind of those like, I think what broke, where I started thinking that this is funny and it's different, outside of your Cosby Show, Family Ties, whatever stuff. But like, I started getting into like Three Amigos. That was like
Oh.
a classic funny movie
yeah,
to me.
yeah.
Tommy Boy.
Well, anything Chris Farley.
But anything that was, but all that was kind of coming out of like SNL type
Yeah.
stuff. So that genre, and because you mentioned Wayne's World a minute ago, that was like, okay, these are funny, but they all kind of circulated. I mean, you even had like Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy. That whole, that's a little bit older, but
Like some
and then it
some
bled,
older
and
stuff.
then it bled into like the Will Ferrell, and then that kind of.
Let's see, during the 2000s, Will Ferrell had Anchorman, Talladega Nights. Like, those were all during my time.
Yeah.
How old were you in the year 2000?
In the year 2000.
I mean, the year 2000.
Which is one of my favorite bits ever.
He doesn't
It's
get
so
he
funny.
doesn't-
He has no idea what that's from.
Where is that from?
Ambushed.
Tell me now.
I don't know.
Man, that's Conan.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
one.
Conan
We watched
O'Brien.
it. We watched that in college every night.
I know
Like,
two Conans. Conan the Barbarian
Mm-hmm.
and then Conan O'Brien. You don't even know.
I think it was
Oh, what's that?
Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah,
They
but
called it Conan.
Conan.
That's when he was all like.
That's another Arnold movie.
That's right.
Here we full circle. Full circle.
Zach Galifianakis. That's
Between Two Ferns. That's some of that stuff's pretty funny.
He is pretty funny.
Or Jonah Hill.
I heard he just changed his name.
Did he?
What did he change his name to? Wait, did we have this discussion yesterday? He changed it to Jonah Hill, right?
He changed it to
Yeah,
Jonah Hill
but his
from
name
Jonah
was-
Hill.
Right, I think.
Wait. Did you hear what I just said? He changed it from Jonah Hill to Jonah Hill. Or
That's
to
right.
So in November, he filed a petition to legally change his name from Jonah Hill Feldstein to Jonah Hill.
Feldstein.
Feldstein was
What is
his.
that?
So just get rid of his last name.
Was that his maiden name? Wait. That's his first name.
Oh,
That was his, that was his original last name.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hill was his original middle name. That's
Do
interesting.
you know other Hollywood people that have changed their names? Like if your
I'm
name
sure there are guys that have.
if your name could be anything right now, what would you change your name to?
Like Benedict Cumberbatch.
Well, that's just stupid.
I don't know. I'm pretty happy with my name, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's last name Scarlett. That's a pretty solid last name. It's not super.
Okay.
Well, it's not like Smith or Jones or.
Cheney.
Sorry to all you people.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
I don't know that I would consider changing my name. Everybody's always. So here's my dilemma. So and I don't know why. My mom, I guess my parents started calling me and my brother. We go by our middle names.
Okay.
So I'm Zachary Kyle. A lot of people don't know that I'm Zachary. Hey, Zach Morris, that's stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I you could just change it to that. I mean, I guess, but
Yeah.
like I don't. Have you thought about what you want to change your name to?
Well,
Like currently?
sometimes I wish that like my last name was like a well, Gerald's hard. It's just
Hard to spell
hard to spell, obviously.
for a lot
yeah.
of people out there.
And Malloy is not necessarily that much easier. So sometimes I wish, like, because I do the
Well, how
whole
do-
music thing, sometimes I wish I had like some sort of a musical name. So like
one name, like Prince.
my kids, for instance,
Yeah.
I like their names are music names,
Got that.
like musicians' names.
Like Gavin McGraw.
Well, it's DeGraw, but you can call him McGraw if you want.
I was saying Tim. Sorry, or Tug. His dad. Is it Gavin DeGraw? Yeah, it is.
Or like McGriff, the crime dog.
Yeah.
Is that what you?
I was gonna go Gavin McGraw.
Yeah,
Gavin McGriff. McGraw.
DeGraw.
Sorry about that, Mr. DeGraw. I didn't realize that
and
was your
Gavin.
actual last name.
So anyway,
I
so
got Gavin right.
yeah, so I would.
Wait, where did
I
you
would
get Gavin
probably DeGraw.
Oh, that's really who you named it
Yeah.
after?
I mean, he's not named after. I just like the name, and he happened to be
Got
a
it.
musician. So
It's cool.
you know, so I would probably want to change it to that. But you know, there are like Hollywood actors that have changed their names, which is kind of crazy. You know,
Changed it because it was a bad name, or it was like just a common,
Well, like-
pedestrian type name. that
like
nobody-
Whoopi Goldberg. You know what her
That
real
wasn't
name
her.
is?
That wasn't her given name.
That's not her given name.
It was Whoopster.
No, it's
Or
like Karen Johnson.
Oh.
Karen Elaine Johnson.
Bam.
Goldberg's a pretty solid Jewish name too, isn't it?
Right.
I don't know where she came up with that.
I don't know. Even like Tom Cruise's last name is like Mapother or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
I
think Cruise might be his middle name. Is that right?
Huh? Were y'all talking to me? Did you just see
Do you
him?
know
Like, he was glazed over.
Do you know Jennifer Aniston's real name?
Jennifer Aniston?
Wait, don't tell me. It's not. No, I don't know. What is it?
So it's Jennifer Lynn Anastasakis.
Oh,
Oh,
I can see it.
that's weird. You know, Queen Latifah. That's not her real name.
What is it?
Dana Owens. Is that right?
The whitest name,
Dana.
Dana Owens. I am Dana Owens. I'm saying it doesn't. I wouldn't have guessed that from Queen Latifah.
Yeah, Dana Owens.
Dana Owens. And then Jamie Foxx. That's not his real name.
I have heard that.
It's like Eric Bishop.
Hmm.
Just crazy.
I can see that.
So you would keep Kyle Scarlett if you could change your name today? You'd keep Kyle Scarlett?
You know, it's served me well for 47 years. What am I going to do at this point?
Well,
You know, it is funny though. It's like my 3-year-old. She just in the last month realized at church or around church people, I'm not Dad or even Kyle, Pastor Kyle. She thinks it's hilarious. Like it's like my alter ego to call. Like this is my character I play at church.
Oh yeah.
She's like, "Hey, Pastor Kyle." Like she thinks it's funny.
I had this
So
guy.
that's all I would go by.
I had this guy come up to me and Rick Blasey were walking down the hall the other day. The guy was like, "Pastor Rick, how are you?" And looks at me and goes, "Hey, Gerald, what's up?" So I was
No
like,
respect. Yeah, seriously.
I mean, it's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm the kids in high school, so it doesn't bother me. But
How do you feel when people call you like, or maybe your kids' friends will like, anybody call you like Mr. Malloy? Does that ever kind of freak you out? It's like, oh, this feels weird.
Yeah. I mean, most of them call me. Most of them will call me like Pastor Gerald or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's funny because Rick's kids call me Brother Gerald.
I like that.
We have
That's deep
I've
south.
known
I
them
like
for
that.
a long time.
Right.
I've known the Blasies for a long, long time. And
I like a little brother.
well, at their church, it was all like the church where they were at in Georgia.
Everybody's brother.
Everyone's brother,
Mhm.
which was like that at my church growing up.
Mhm.
Like our pastor was Brother
I'm from
John
Alabama.
or Brother Ted, whatever.
Mhm.
But I remember, like, so I was always Brother Gerald.
Gerald.
Then when they got here, they would call me Brother Gerald, and people were like,
What?
And so, yeah. But here, I mean, people are really good.
Charlotte's not far enough south.
Right.
That's what we call it in church, or in the dirty brother.
Brother.
Brother Gerald,
Mm-hmm.
Brother Kyle.
And the pastor sometimes was, like Pastor Clinton says, Brother Pastor.
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Mm-hmm.
I just call him Preacher. I just yell when I see him, Preacher! He
You
likes
may
that.
be the only one that does that.
Every now and then he looks at me and goes, Singer!
Say,
I'm like, it doesn't really have that ring. I don't know. It's funny. What else is going on? What were we supposed to talk about today? Christmas stuff?
It is almost Christmas time. We haven't even scratched the surface of that.
Yeah.
What you got planned?
For Christmas?
Yeah.
Man, nothing.
I wrapped all of my wife's presents. Was it yesterday morning or 2 days ago? Maybe yesterday morning. Like really early in the morning, and I just got on a roll, and I was like, I'm gonna do it because I normally I wait till Christmas Eve or like I get up Christmas Day morning or
Gosh.
early.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's it's not like it's like a refrigerator I gotta wrap or anything. It's like it's not like I gotta
It's
go
a
put the
new
bow on
car.
the car, in
Right.
the front yard.
Yeah.
I mean, but I did have a few things, and then funny thing was like I found another one this morning, and I was like, oh, I gotta wrap, But I felt pretty good. I was proud of myself. I don't
Yeah.
know if you wait to the last minute. But I normally wait to the last minute.
Yeah.
I'm feeling probably a little overconfident this year. Not in my gifts, but that it's done.
Yeah.
Like when I get back from vacation, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
There you go.
Falsetto.
That
again.
was there.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like to wait to the last minute. I don't know why. I'll probably try to wrap some gifts and do all that kind of stuff. But, my problem is, like, my wife will send me something, and I'll just order it. And then I have no idea when it's coming. I get the email, hey, it's been shipped or whatever, and I don't track it. I don't even look for it. And then people show up at the door and drop stuff off. drives me crazy.
To her.
Well,
Hey, here's your.
well, yeah. And so it's like if she sends me something from, Old Navy or something, and then the Old Navy bag shows up, she's like, with my name on it. She knows I'm not ordering anything from Old Navy.
That's
Except
true.
for her.
For her.
So yeah. But
One time a few years ago, my brother and I would have been like in high school probably.
you said a few years ago. By a few, you mean
I meant about a half a century ago.
25 years ago.
I know it. I said that to somebody the other day about when I was in high school. I was like, I kind of undersold it. Like, this was about 20 years ago. And I was like, that was like 30 years ago. 30 years ago. So this was
Good
30
night.
plus years ago. You're almost the same age.
I can't even think that far back.
I remember we went out, he and I went out, and I think I had a job at the time, so we went out and did some shopping for like our family, and he and I were sitting around watching, we grabbed some Taco Bell and went back to the house.
Taco Bell was around
30,
then.
30 shut up.
Good night.
That's when the tacos were
And that liquid meat.
Ooh.
Actually, they still have that. That's
Yeah.
gross. Anyway, go ahead. They just put like chunks in it, fake chunks.
But we
Beef.
had like one chalupa or something left over.
Ooh, the Santa Fe chalupa, I know why.
Excuse me.
That hit different.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I was a Mexi-Melt guy back in the day. They had this chili cheese burrito that was like 99 cents. And it was, I mean, go with me back 30 years.
Yeah.
And you're in high school. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, we wrapped up. We had this one, and we were both full. And we're like, I don't know, let's wrap it up and give it to our brother-in-law, and let's make it like a big deal. And we put it under it sat under the tree for like
what?
2 weeks,
Oh my gosh.
and we made it like it was going to be an all. We're going to save this one till last. And he opens it up, and it's like a rotten chalupa or
Ugh.
something like that.
That's
That was
gross.
a gift card.
Yeah. Did you ever work in like fast food?
No, the only fast food would be like Chick-fil-A, but I worked in several restaurants, like in college and high school, and kind of early adult, like working through school and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
It makes me not want to eat at places anymore. Because I know how this stuff works.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't really work in any other fast foods besides Chick-fil-A, and I thought it was pretty solid as far as those type of restaurants goes. But I did like other stuff too. Like
I can't imagine working at
you never work in any restaurant?
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, I worked at McDonald's. That was my first job.
Did you really?
Man, yeah. And it's like, that's why I don't want to eat there no more. I remember one time, I can make a Big Mac pretty fast, right? So, I'm proud of that. Cheeseburgers and hamburgers, you can make 12 at a time. Quarter pounders, you can make 9 at a time. Big Macs, you can only make 6 at a time because 12 patties make 6 burgers, right? 6 Big Macs.
Oh, we're breaking down a Big Mac.
Breaking down the secrets of McDonald's. So I remember one time, I was the guy that would come in on Saturdays, and I'd start at like 10. So I'd finish up the breakfast, but I'd transition to the lunch menu, right?
I don't know about that transition.
So
from breakfast to lunch.
somebody came in at like 10:30 and ordered like 10 Big Macs. So you can only make 6 at a time. I put the 6 together. It was when they had, Big Macs they used to have that sleeve that go around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was making them, and I went to turn. They were fully made, not in the box yet. And I turned and I hit the stand on the bread stand or whatever, and all 6 of them hit the floor and spread. And so my manager, he was right in front of me. He goes, "Pick them up." So I scraped those things back together, wrapped them up, sent them on their way.
I thought you should be reported to somebody.
Listen, man, that was 30 years ago. I was 16.
You were just doing what you were told.
And
just think how it has devolved since then, probably.
yeah,
The standards.
I was making $4.20 an hour. I remember when I got a nickel raise, I was like, boom! We going out tonight. We going to
A
Applebee's.
nickel raise, and you probably work 20 hours a week, and you got an extra $1 for the week. I remember the first couple, probably college age, where I had like a $10 or $12 an hour job. I was like,
What?
Stinking loaded.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I was, getting close to getting married. It's still 20 plus years ago. I was like, oh, this is a lot of money.
That's a big deal.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And now you go places and they're making like $25 an hour and you can't get any kind of
Can't get no
service.
Can't get any service.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
So anyway.
well, man, we have definitely.
Man, we have. What have we done?
So
We have a guest.
it's been a great episode. Appreciate you guys tuning in.
If you did.
If you did, we'll catch up with you next time on the Nothing and Everything podcast.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.